Hi guys, welcome back to my channel where fun, fear and love live, but survival is paramount. And for those of you who are coming for the first time, thank you. Those of you who have been here from the initial, we appreciate you. And for those of you who are still indecisive, come on over. We have something for each and every one of you. Now, the video that I'm going to speak about is one that might be surprising to many people because we pay scant regard to some of these things, and it is a video clip that I saw on the news of a man who had called the police because of domestic violence between his partner and him. Now, listening to him is as if the police did not take it serious. And you see, this is an issue that we have in Jamaica because we pay scant regard to the cries of male regarding being violated or abused by females. And this is from people are yay big when they take the gender bias approach. So your daughter is playing and she fell and she had an injury, and you call her, you hush her, you comfort her, and sometimes you even if there's dirt on the knee, dirt on the spot where the injury occurred, you kissed it better. When your boy has the same issue or experience, you tell him to tighten up, shut up. You not stop the crying. Boys don't cry. You understand me? You have to be man. You must be tough. What you're crying for? And I've always thought, isn't it pain just the same? Pain is pain. So from then, that's what we instill in our people. You understand me? Man or men has to display this tough persona. You understand? So even when they are big and they cry out, because of course, we know that women are abused a lot of times. And if you check the ratio, yes, women are abused more than how men are abused by their partners. But it is a case where we put it in the heads of our people. So first of all, many men won't come forward because you are going to be ridiculed. You're going to be labeled with some very unkind tags. You understand me? And you hear say you're soft, you're worthless man, you're idiot man. You know all the adjectives. You understand me? And even when one is brave enough to come forward and say he's not taken seriously. And when you listen to this man, though the clip is short, but you can get enough from it that I have included in the video. Even though you had this man who was brave enough to come forward, and obviously from the story, obviously the woman is a bit aggressive because he said that even when he was there and telling her to stop, it get to a point where they had an altercation with the police and she drew the knife and was going at the police, and he was asking her to stop, but she was adamant, like there was some sort of adrenaline rush that kept pushing her to keep going and doing what she was doing. And bottom line, she ended up being killed. Now, it broke my heart when you see and listen to this man and the agony that you hear from his voice. And it got me thinking, if only they had paid attention a little bit earlier when he cried out, when he asked for help, when he reached out. You understand me? Maybe this outcome, just maybe, could have been different. You understand me? Of course, women can get violent too. And we can't play around that issue and pretend as if we don't know. We might not have a lot of instances, but you see and you know. You see and you know. And this is what we ought to tell our people and even our children coming up. And that is the reason why there is this saying when they teach your children from they're young, say, boys must not hit girls. And I have long since dispelled that it should only be that. I think you should just move the girls and just make it be known that nobody has a right to put their hands on the other person, be it boy or girl or boy. That is what you ought to teach your children, not to lay hands on people like that, unless you're one of them where God sent for heal somebody. You understand me? So when we put it in that little bracket, oh, boys must not hit girls. Listen, you need to tell your girl not to hit the boys either. So it needs to be a balance, and this is what is wrong with society, and this is why you have issues like this, and this is the reason why when you cry out, even as a male, those who have the powers that be to really help to keep you safe, help to secure your safety, really and truly don't come to your rescue because they don't take it serious. You understand me? It's as if it is laughable. So when you have that kind of issue, you have people who really and truly will laugh right in your face, even those who are supposed to come to your rescue, those who are trained, those who are put in position, and those who take on the mantle to do that as a part of their job that they're trained to do, they are being paid to do. Pay scant regard because of what we have been taught from early. You understand me? So you don't want no soft man, you don't want no worthless man. You understand me? You don't want no idiot man. Don't they feel pain just the same? Don't they have the ability to be emotionally hurt, psychologically scarred? And spiritually daunted? Don't they have the opportunity to be hurt just like the female? It's time for society to stop the nonsense. We should preach violence prevention right across the board. Domestic violence should be taken seriously. Matters not what sex of those who are involved. Doesn't matter what race, class, nor creed. You understand me? So we ought to, and I'm imploring you who are listening, to do it different from here on in if you haven't started just yet. But this cannot be it, because now you have this woman who ended up dead. Obviously, there was issues there, but also what stood out to me, and I feel for the child, because the child is now motherless. And it all stemmed from domestic violence. It all stemmed from a cry of this man that was not initially taken seriously. We ought to do better. We all feel pain. You cut, you bleed. I am female. If I get a cut, I bleed just the same. We ought to start looking out for our male counterparts. If they cry out in domestic violence, we ought to take it seriously, and we ought to render assistance where possible. Let's forget the male tag and just put a human tag right there. Matters not sex, class, nor creed. Pay attention. And if you see something and you can do something, cry out for help on behalf of that person. Because sometimes those individuals are a bit timid because of the backlash that they are going to get. So they are not in that mood to come up front with their discomfort, their displeasure, their fear, because society is going to frown on them, because man supposed to be man, and man supposed to man up and not one so much like himself. You understand me? No. I don't know what people think, but I think hurt is hurt. And I think if you are in fear, you are just in fear. It matters not what sex you are. It matters not who you are. And it matters not where you belong. If you are in danger, you are in danger. If you are being abused, you are being abused and you need help. That's it. Point blank, period. So, from here on in, for those who are listening, do your part now. Instill something different in your children, in your boy, in your girl. So when you're going to tell her that, listen, no man not supposed to lick you, no man supposed to lay hands on you, you ought to tell your boy, don't lay hands on anybody's child, but also don't allow anybody to lay hands on you like that. If you are in a spot of bother, pay no attention to the naysayers. Pay no attention to those who are just here to criticize, but seek help and seek it as early as possible. That is what we ought to be telling our children, and we ought to instill in our children that it is okay to cut and run. It is okay to cut and run. We have to learn to tell them that. So something you tell us, a bad man no run and bad man no afraid of nobody. No. Sometimes you ever hear them say in Jamaica, take up a foot in the air and run. Sometimes that's exactly what you have to do. That's exactly what you have to do. Cut and run. We ought to do better as a nation. People are people. Doesn't matter what gender, doesn't matter what sex, doesn't matter what sexual orientation. You understand me? If you're in danger, you're in danger. If you're being abused, you're being abused and you need help, you deserve help. And if you call on the authorities, they ought to take you seriously. Men hurt, men feel pain. You understand me? All the other emotions that female feel, men feels the same. Men feel the same. Let us stop this and let us stop being biased to specific gender when it comes to domestic violence. If you're being abused, you're being abused. And men, speak up, speak out, step out if you have to. Because sometimes that's what it takes to step out of that situation, step out of that relationship that you're in. You understand me? And sometimes you have to understand that you got you. And you are the person who is responsible for your well-being. And you have to learn, before I include that clip, you have to learn to save yourself. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to allow you to watch that clip. Watch that clip. And again, thank you guys for being such a tremendous support to me with my channel. Thank you for being loving. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for allowing me to share. And remember,
when I want to just go down with the statement, cause you see me, she go in front of them and I say, Ray, mama him beat me up and Ray, my boy beat, and like me I come on from right out this and reach to her, and I say, before me reach to her, I say, no, and I say, go like she tell you, see me, and the way when I reach, look on here, she rush me with the knife and in front of her, and I said, no, mama stop that now, and I run, kick off my slippers and I run. So anyway, from that time there, the officer them should take out the knife on her. When she rush me with the knife, them should say, yo, put on the knife and don't rush me with the knife, take out the knife on her. But them she was sit down back in the van back with the knife and she pushing the knife under her foot just under the pan foot. You see me? And so anyway, I know when the police want to put me in the van back, you know, and I turn to the police and say, no, I'm not going in the van back and she got a knife. Them should have really search her and take the knife on her. When I said that to her, when I said that to them, so I'm not going in the van, she got a knife, she have to stab me up. The police then put me in the front part and leave she in the back. So she come out and say, I'm not stay in the back and I get the injury if you come in the front. You see me? So anyway, police turn to her and say, look here, you know, I hope you stay around this, you know, because I don't want you to come attack the people, them or cause no problem or no influence, you see me? So anyway, she said something that she said, yeah, she said something and the police go on there and kick her, you see me? Like, you know, me and the police say, yo, man, I'm going to kick you, you know, girl, you see me? And she said, yo, kick you, and the police say, kick her, you see me? And that she start retaliate for you see me? I said, come down for the one and start, take a phone and fling after the police. You see me? I say, Mama done, the police, I say, yo, them bus two shut up in a year. The first time they start from the store, them bus two shut up in a year. One bus one and then the other bus one. And I say, Mama done, the Mama start the playing. Tell Mama take out the knife out her foot and start running up on the police. And I say, Mama, drop the knife, please, not put on the knife now. The police say, yo, drop the knife. You see me? But she don't retaliate, she not drop the knife, she keep on. Brother, she just keep on, she not retaliate. You see me? Because the kick what she get, I to start retaliate on the police, you understand? Because the police kick her and that's to start retaliate, you see me?
The kick what she get, she retaliate.
Yeah, the kick what you get, and that's why she start retaliate, brother. The police say, look here, the last chance me I give you. Put on the knife. And to she still I run up on the police with the knife to the way. So the man just shoot and she drop her gun.
How many shots did he fire?
2 shots fire.
Where did them catch her?
I'm supposed to. When I try to live up, I see all around that's be like a yes, I should get one shot and get one somewhere down here, so. You see me? The pizza hurt, yeah, man. The pizza hurt. The pizza
Police and soldier in a tanker. And CC pull. I remember there's an R shoot and it's like going way around. Say tanker, I mean tanker. I'm not going and yet still a gunman. They're not find nobody when they kill a woman. This time around. When they should kill a woman. And look at the gunman there. A woman with a knife is supposed to can defend that different. Yes. It's a woman with a knife that you're not supposed to kill. And them say them after everything. When they eat that one down. And skip it 17 minutes too. Heaven them there. Them park up. 7:45, pepper spray. Yeah. Why is that not pepper spray? Yeah. Why is that not pepper spray? Why is that not shoot her in her foot? Yeah. Of course, police come fast.
If you don't start this, I got my shit, never did I take the talk. I would call them, brother, God do it. You see me, if you don't start this, I got bro. I would call them, there's a gram, would I just load them and just take the roses. If they don't say shit, I got dead, I should have retaliate back. I would call them, God know, would I just easy and just make everything go the roses. God know, bro. I feel so hurt. If you don't start this happen to her, you see me, the baby don't got no mother. You see me, oh God. I feel so. Oh God, Father God, I beg you help us. Oh God.